Things you're looking up, a 9mm that is not plastic. Can you believe that? Welcome to the Hideout. Today we're going to talk about something that's not a 45. It is 9mm, but it's not plastic. But before we get started, please click subscribe, click the little ringy dingy so you get your notification, and please click like out there. I appreciate that too. Make your comments and I'll read them all. I can't always answer them, but I'll read them all. So today we're going to talk about the CZ Shadow 2. We did just recently talk about that. I like the handgun. This one's a little bit different. I could consider carrying this one, but before I go out on the limb, we're going to have a close look at it. This is the CZ Shadow 2 Compact. And if you'll notice, it looks just almost like the CZ Shadow 2 we used the other day, but it's been bobbed off and it's been shortened, so it's more of a carry size, and that's where they intend to market it. Now it did come with, cleaning rod and a bicycle lock, and it came with two 15-round magazines, so that's 15 in one. You got a capacity of 16 9mm bullets coming at you. That's enough for considered carrying. It's not 6, it's not 8, it's not 10. They are small, but there's a bunch of them, like them damn mosquitoes, right? So we're going to take a look at this handgun. I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. We got some red fiber optics up here on the top. We've got some texture along the top of the slide there. We got a plate so we can put a red dot on it. You guys know I don't like red dots, but those of you who have to have them, you can have one. It has an adjustable rear sight. Can you see that right there? Adjustable rear sight. I'm trying to turn it. I know sometimes it's difficult. And let's take a look down the sight. The ears are bobbed off of it, if you can tell. They're kind of bobbed off so that they're not just square. I like that a little bit. It could have been white. It could have been maybe a little bit better for night sights. It's not. I'm really not that much into that stuff. If I get a handgun that points naturally, not like a Glock who's all cockeyed, but I'm talking about a natural point to it, then we're just going to point and pull, and we've done what we need to do. So sometimes the sights on a handgun, especially one that you're going to use for self-defense, sights are not necessarily that big a deal, because you know what, if I'm shooting at somebody that's 100 yards away, my ass is going to get in trouble. I'm talking about up close and personal. If you're that close, you don't need damn sights. But if you get far enough away that you have to have sights, you may be asked to be in cuffs before the end of the night's over with. Let's go back to the handgun. We got serrations on the front. We have serrations on the back. The hammer, look at that, it's kind of a different shape, kind of a triangle sticking out there. You can get to it, but it's not necessary because this is a double action, single action. I kind of like that, so I can just pull it out of the holster and go to town. It does have an ambidextrous safety on it. You can see it here. The only thing I'm not liking so far about that safety, if I roll it this way and you take a look at it, you don't see safety hanging out either side of the slide. It's really compressed up against there. Makes me think it would be hard to find. So if I were going to carry this, I would probably carry it with the safety off. Nobody freak out. Safety off and probably half cocked. Now the safety will go on at half cocked, but it completely locks the firearm up. You cannot squeeze it. You have to put the safety off. But now with the safety off and it on half cocked, I can do it, stroke it real easy. I may be wrong, and some of you old timers out there can fact check me on this. If I am right, the Army issued or military issued 1911s and 1911 A1s, they're not ambidextrous, never have been. So the lefties would carry them on half cock instead of on safe. They were able to rock and roll that way. There was their safety. But neither here nor there, just a little information. It does have a rail on the bottom for you guys who think you gotta have all this shit. Big, 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 big trigger guard. And like that, you can get your hands in it with gloved hands, and it's uppercut here. You can see the uppercut under the trigger guard. What else are we looking at? Big beaver tail. Big, big beaver tail. You get up high on the axis on it. Checkering on the back strap. Some checkering on the front. Magwell is not open, kind of just flat. The checkering on the back, you see it there. And it's rolling around, and there's a little checkering on the front, enough. There's enough. Now, this assembly is similar to a 1911. You're going to push the slide back to a certain spot and push this little button here and pull the slide lock back. Pull that slide lock out. Does that make sense? You can see it there? But if you'll look, and this may be hard, there is a witness mark right here on the side. You guys who've not seen one will not recognize it, but if you are familiar with the CZs, you'll see it. All right, what else are we going to talk about? Trigger. Trigger, nice and round and smooth. It's got a good length on it. It's got that double action pull. It's like long and hard. So, you know, do you need that safety on it? I don't know. A lot of people freak out if you do not have a safety. I don't give a shit. Magazine release. It looks to be ambidextrous, like you can switch it, but look how large it is. Am I able to show that to you, how large it is there? Really big mag release. A little stiff. I think by looking at it, it would be probably, I could pull a spring out of it and cut a coil off of it. I don't know that. I'm just looking at the handgun from the outside and thinking I can. Trigger, long pull that way, expected. Pretty nice that way. Reset's pretty good. It's a little longer than I would expect, but it's not bad and it's really light. Let's do the trigger pull. I'm thinking the trigger on this thing is probably pretty dang good considering it's unfired. And let's see what we can come up with. Yeah, 3.7. Pretty good trigger on it. Sounds pretty nice. I like that. Anything under 4 I really like, especially right out of the box. This could be, in my opinion, for myself, everybody has their own opinion. This could be a good high capacity 9mm carry for me. You guys know I prefer this size 1911 in 45 ACP. However, getting a high capacity in the 45 is not going to happen. And if you start talking double stack, now we're starting to make a bigger handgun. This could be a summer gun for me. Not likely. I'm not likely to drop my 1911. I'm not likely to do away with a 45. But it potentially could be if I lost these little candy ass looking, bullshit looking pistol grips. Don't get me wrong, I like the texture. I like how it fits, but that color, what kind of sugar britches likes them little things like that? Not me. Not me. I don't know what color they are, bluish silver or something. They're just not, they're not doing it for me, but I don't buy a pistol because of some things. I can change them out for aftermarket. I would prefer Coco Bolo, maybe a black rubber Hogue or something else, something to take the look away from it, but not necessarily lose the texture. Overall, unfired, you know, it feels pretty good. The slide, the way this thing is designed, sets down in the frame instead of on, like some of the others, like the CZ75 and such. You know, they make a good handgun, but it keeps that axis down lower and your hand with this big beaver tail up, so you should have a little less muzzle flip coming up, or that's the intention. Now, right off the bat, unfired, I like the handgun, it feels good. I do not like the safety. Like I said, I would probably carry it at a half cock. I still have a nice long double action, not here at 3 point something, and that safety is just too damn small to find and fudge with. I think you can get an aftermarket one, and I'm pretty sure you can, but when I just kind of looked at them, it was kind of pricey, so I don't know that I would carry this gun enough to appreciate and go ahead and spend another $100, disassemble it, reassemble it, put another safety in it. I would probably just, like I said, right here, half cock, and go out and rock and roll. Speaking of which, I guess it's time to go see if it will actually go. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, here we are at the range. CC Shadow 2, unfired. We're fixing to try it. We've had to step back quite a distance from the target this afternoon because the sun is just blinded. So, you know, if I don't hit it every time and you guys think I'm screwing up, y'all go ahead and leave some comments down there and we'll discuss it. So let's just try, see what we're doing. We're in a single action now. It runs. It does have a little bit of snap to it. You know, it doesn't have what I'm gonna call recoil. It's gonna have a little snap, if that makes sense to you. I'm gonna go a little bit slower this time. Boy, it's hard for me to do. You know, going to the range for me is like Viagra. It just does it. It just does it for me. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, guys. Y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. Let's try it again. All right, I do not have a decocker, which is kind of bullshit now. So see, I've chambered one, and now you know, guys, what I gotta do. I've got to hold that hammer, squeeze the trigger, and then gently lower that. You know, that's not cool. It needs a decocker, is what it needs. This is not a striker fire, so it's you know, it's got a hammer, it's got a firing pin in there, so that can be dangerous if you've got that thing back cocked and like that and locked. You know, you really only got two options. You can remove the magazine, number one, take it off, fire, or very gently, and you know that's dangerous, especially with gloves or the cold or anything else like that. So, you know, I think that's a flaw. Half cock, let's just say I'm gonna carry the half cock, I'm gonna draw the weapon, and I gotta do this big double action squeeze. Now that's not, but I really would like to have a decocker on it. Let's go ahead and try a couple more real slow. That trigger is really, the reset on the trigger, you can see, if you look at that, how much the distance is between there, you'll see that hammer's not going way out here. Let's see if I can do this real quick. I want to take it off safe, lower the hammer, and look how far the trigger comes back out there. It goes way out here, so you see what a big distance we got. So now I'm gonna go ahead and cock it, and look how far back it comes back here. So this is basically my reset area, way, way back there. Smells good. CZ Shadow 2 compact. What I like about it, I like it. There's just two things that I just don't like. I don't care for the color. That's individual. You change your spray paint them, whatever. I don't give a shit. I could do with different grips on them, which I would change them out. I would change the safety on it if I'm going to carry it. Other than that, nice handgun. You know, $1,100, $1,200, nice handgun, metal handgun, probably a pretty good quality. It's not plastic, it's not polymer. Until we get to shoot together again, shoot safe and shoot straight.